beach scenes are a real favourite of mine. And today I'm going to show you how I use a sketch to paint figures on a beach. Now the beach it's a winter scene really. It's early in the year, March, Norfolk beach, so the colours are very subdued. But that's okay. I quite like that because it gives you a moody feel to your painting. These are the three colours that I've used in the background. So ultramarine, the turquoise, just a touch of that, and autumn gold. So quite bright colours. I don't tend to use dull colours. I mix my darks. Now I'm going to put, you can see on my sketch here, I've got two figures, one behind the other. So I'm going to start with, I'm using my pointer brush, a little bit of the autumn gold, which is this lovely orange colour, autumn gold, and a little bit of shadow in. And I'm just going to start with the figure in the background. So I'm just going to put that sort of shape of where that figure's going to be. She's going to be behind, so I don't want too much water in this, but I just want it a little bit lighter where the face is, because she's actually looking this way. And then we'll do the jacket, so a little bit of blue into this. So this will be a dark sort of purpley blue jacket. So this is going to be the collar. This is the arm of the jacket. I'll just wiggle a little bit so that the brush, it'll just give me a nice little bit of texture there. I'm going to get my other brush and use a little bit of this autumn gold for the hand. It's quite bright. This is neat because I want that colour just to run in and darken it. So I'll keep that. That's got the autumn gold on. This has got the blue. And then she's going to have one of those throwers, those little things that you throw a ball for a dog. I don't get on with those as well. I've had many an accident with those. Blue trousers. Let's do some blue trousers, but quite subtle. And all these colours are going to be quite subtle. So these are the trousers. I want this still to be wet, so that when I come and put the next figure in front, I want them to link up a little bit. So here's the knee. So I'm just going to kind of give it a little wiggle. So there's a little bit of movement in there. What I don't want is sort of a solid line. And then the shoes, let's do that nice orange colour again. Just, okay. We'll just let that catch. Okay, so that's our one figure. Then we're going to start with the figure in front. So this is still wet, and I want these figures to link. So I've got the same sort of orange colour, very dilute. I'm going to make this quite a pale colour. I'm going to put a little bit of this turquoise in, so it almost goes sort of like a greeny grey colour. It's sort of a soft bit of turquoise again. And it gives you this lovely kind of beigey grey. I really like this colour. This is going to suggest a person with lighter hair. You can see how it's very similar to the background, but we will still be able to see it. There we go, she's got long hair. Now, I can keep a tiny little gap, or I can just touch it with the brush and it will just run, and a little of that colour will merge in, and I quite like it. I want the figures to be separate but together. So back to our other colour. Now, I think I want the jacket to be sort of blue, and then I'm going to make the trousers a bit of that beigey colour. So a little bit of that turquoise colour into here. So we've got that sort of bluey grey. I'm going to stick a bit more blue in that and make it a bit more exciting. So looking at it, I don't want it to be too pale and wishy-washy, but I want it to be different. Now, a little bit more blue. That's better. So the moment you put it on the paper, if it's not what you want, you do not have to stick with that. So the hair, I want that just to catch, so the brush very gently, and then just pull it down. Right, this is the shoulder. Now, I don't want a line. I don't want a white line surrounding this person. That's the other arm. I've changed the colour slightly now. as it gets to the bottom of the coat, just because it adds a bit of interest. Okay, this is very wet, which I quite like. Into the autumn gold again for her hand. We'll just link the two up. You can see it's still wet, but you can now see she's got a hand in her pocket. Now back to this beige colour. I really like this, and it's unusual that you would use a turquoise and an orange, but mixed together they're really rather nice. So this is more of a slightly khaki colour. Now, once I've painted a little of this, just do a little wiggle for the legs here. Little wiggle here. Now, it's very wet, as you can see. I'm using the pointer brush, which holds a lot of liquid. I'm going to invite those colours to blend a little, because what I don't want is, I don't want her to look separated. I don't want the legs to be separate from the rest. So I've invited that down now. There we go. A little bit of a wiggle here. So feet are together. Okay, I'm liking that. A little bit of that autumn gold again. So brown shoes. Let's just, that's her shoes there. And hopefully she'll link up with the other little figure. Just going to put a bit of dark in this. Just touch it a little. So, okay, I like that. Now, whilst we've got the colour on the palette, on the brush, we can see those two figures are separate. What I'd like to do is the reflection at the same time. So I'm just going to scoop some of this up. And when I look at my little sketch, I can see there's just a few little lines, horizontal lines. So just like I did the dogs, I'm going to do exactly the same. So keep the brush horizontal and underneath, just a couple, let it catch, and then backwards and forwards. Now we want a little bit of the green now, so I'm just going to take some of that out of the brush, put a little bit of the turquoise in. Now you can hear Maggie is having a bit of a shuffle. Backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. Maggie's my little dog, and she's decided actually she's going to go on her beanbag. And a little bit here. So this is now the reflection on the wet sand of the coat. Then we've got the other figure. So the shoes are a little bit more of an orange colour, so just a little bit here, let that catch. And then really we're back into the dark colour. This is the benefit of having two brushes and using the two brushes at the same time. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I'll just link those up there. Just a little bit more. Okay, so I think I'm quite happy with those. They're a little bit wet. I won't lift them up because the paint will tilt, but I think I'm quite happy. Those figures are just what I wanted, so I'll let them dry and then I'll have another look and decide, because I think I'm going to put the dog in as well and we'll create a story.